Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. And as your wise man, I'm here to bestow upon you the wisdom that you're listening to Punks Talk Wrestling.
1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to Punks Talk Wrestling! On this episode, our road to WrestleMania hits a black and silver block as we talk about everything that's happened in New York City at NXT Roadblock 2025. I am R.W. Hellborn, the PA Rock Prince, hailing quote-unquote from Philly! And I am one half of the crowd, which is one half of your Punks Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champions of the world. Now, then, and forever by my side, 3,500 miles away in London, England. He is my tag team podcast partner. He is the other half of the crowd, which is the other half of your Punks Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champions of the world. Mr. Did You Know? Sir King of Reels. The proper prick. C.J. Newman!
Ooh, did you know that Roadblock did not originally start as an NXT show? It started its life. I sounded really English. It started its life, governor. It started its life as a WWE PLE or pay-per-view at the time, and
I did know that, actually.
You did know that, and it was obviously it took place actually of, and I believe if you go back to our Elimination Chamber review a few weeks ago or whenever the fuck that was. Time is nothing but a construct. That it was then like the roadblock towards WrestleMania. It was only used as that one time in 2016. But I just wanted to let you know
it was used. Well, weirdly enough, Roadblock was used twice in that same year.
It was. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's very bizarre. They had the Roadblock to WrestleMania,
and then they had Roadblock End of the Line in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which was in December of the same year. That is peculiar, isn't it? How did I not know? That should have been my Did You Know? God damn it! That's 2 episodes at least in recording row that you've fucked me up.
Oh man, you see, you got vacation on the brain.
I know. I'm slacking. I'm slacking.
You got holiday.
Either way,
you've got
Triple H versus Dean Ambrose of that Roadblock PLE pay-per-view, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I just recommend that match. I know because I remember it's a fucking really good match. And honestly, Triple H, one of Triple H's last great matches before he retired. So check that out. How about that? How about them apples?
Yeah. Also check out the dark match if you could ever find it. Mark Henry defeating Randy Sharp.
Whoever the fuck that is.
In 3 minutes. I have no idea. There isn't even a Wikipedia. He hasn't even got
right. No, I noticed that too. Yeah.
Like, who is Randy Sharp? WWE.
We've also got Sami Zayn versus Stardust.
Randy Sharp, Pro Wrestling Wiki Fandom.com. Randy Rain is his name.
Randy Rain.
Randy Rain, a wrestler who had a match against Mark Henry in 2016.
That's it.
That's him. Randy Rain. Randy Arruda is a Canadian professional wrestler known in the ring by Lee Costa. Currently works for Destiny World Wrestling. So maybe. I don't if this is at all accurate and up to date. He was trained by Santino Marella.
Ah.
All right. Okay. Well, there you go. That's Randy Sharp, who had a dark match with Mark Henry.
All right.
At this event.
There you go.
At that event.
On today's episode, we are gonna fucking look at Roadblock that just happened last week.
Yes.
So that's not how you start these episodes.
No.
How's about we talk about NXT Roadblock 2025? Now I'll say it. Now we're gonna fucking talk about that. Anyway, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Good show, isn't it?
There is some. Yeah, I mean, first of all, there's some really interesting history with the Roadblock, pay-per-views, even just the NXT Roadblock.
Yeah.
I mean that which started in 2022, and this was NXT 2.0 era. This was the tie-dye, whatever.
The tie-dye, the tie-dye era of NXT.
Which I love. I liked it. I think it was necessary.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck this. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, fuck this.
You know what? Fuck this.
Right.
How about a did you bonus, and how about the actual did you know that I was gonna do for this episode that I just remembered?
Oh, here we go. Let's do it.
Did you know there have only been 4 people, because there's TNA superstars on this show? I figured we'd go for a little TNA fact once again. Did you know there's only 4 superstars that have held both the NXT Championship and the TNA World Heavyweight Championship? You got 1 minute to tell me who those 4 people are. Go.
Kurt Angle.
No, NXT Championship.
Oh, I was gonna say, but didn't we do this already?
No. We did WWE and thingy, but yeah, NXT. I'll let you 1 minute start again. NXT Championship, TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Who's held both of them? 4 people. Go.
Who's held both of them?
That's right, both of them.
I didn't know anyone held both. That's. Ooh. What? Wow, I'm trying to
Oh man, I already got you this time, haven't I?
Okay, well, Dolph Ziggler is one of them.
Yeah, there you go. There's one.
Dolph Ziggler is one.
And the most recent, yeah.
My God. Drew McIntyre.
Yep, there's 2.
It's also another one.
Got 30 seconds.
Oh my God. Why can I? Oh man. We just did all the NXT.
10 seconds.
Not Adam Cole.
Your time's up.
Ooh, man. Yeah, got me. You got me good. You got me good on that one.
So the other 2 are Samoa Joe and Bobby Roode.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
How did I miss that? Oh, man. That was a glorious Digibonus.
See, that would have been better than the other one. Anyway, here we are.
Anyway.
Yeah, so...
Anyway, where were we?
we're
at the match. We're at NXT Roadblock.
NXT Roadblock 2025.
Give us the details.
Details.
Yeah, give us the details.
This was at the theater at Madison Square Garden, a place I didn't even know existed, but apparently it does.
Yep.
Apparently
it's just the small. It's like the smaller. It's like a side. It's a smaller venue within the MSG.
Right.
It's not the main.
And I'm just going to do it because I love doing it. Formerly known as the Felt Forum, the Paramount Theatre, the theatre at Madison Square Garden. And it's been known as that 3 times, including the present day, because it hasn't got a sponsor. The WAMU Theatre, the Hulu Theatre at Madison Square Garden. So, yeah, I like knowing the former names of arenas. It's become a little thing for me.
It is one of your favorite things about all of these.
Yeah, it holds about 2,000 to 5,600 people, and
That sounds about right.
Been there since 1968.
And on the promotional poster features Trick Williams, Stephanie McCurd, Julia Obafemi, and Tony D'Angelo.
That's right.
Who doesn't appear on the event.
He's been a backstage segment, but that's about it. And the attendance for this show was 4,775 people, which is pretty damn good for, honestly, it's a glorified TV taping. It's not actually even one of their big shows.
Right, it is, and NXT has done this. I know.
They do this all the time.
They do it, but it was. I think they saved them for because this was in New York. It wasn't at the Standard in Full Sail or wherever they're still filming at the Performance Center in Florida.
So
this was on the road, so they made it. Yeah, they made it a special event.
Yeah, first time they've held Roadblock outside of the Performance Center, which is cool as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have any on-screen personnel for this, do you?
No,
you don't.
No, I don't think there is. Yeah, let me. I mean, we've got Corey Graves and Booker T, and
You always forget his name every time.
I know, every time. And
I know it. Just want
Todd Phillips. It's a Todd.
Nah, he left the company about 10 years ago. You got it. It's okay. I mean, Todd Phillips actually he commentates in TNA now.
He's in TNA now, which is why I got
It's Vic Joseph. His name's Vic Joseph.
Vic Joseph, yeah, his
there
name's
he
Vic
is.
Joseph. Yeah, that's his name. That's his name. That's it. Yeah.
You knew it all.
That's Vic Joseph. I did. I do it all. I just wanted to feign, that I didn't.
Just his ego was getting too big. We just needed to pipe Vic down a little bit,
Yeah.
This.
Am
I right in saying? Because let me tell you something. So I don't keep up with NXT as much as I'd like to, but before we get into this card, watching this match. Watching this card and this episode of NXT made me want to watch NXT more often.
Right?
Because I keep up with it. I do keep up. So my way of watching, I watch Raw and SmackDown every week without fail, and I watch the whole episode. But with NXT, I tend to generally go on YouTube and I watch all the clips, and it will tell me what happened. But that's generally how I watch NXT. But overall. And especially with my new job working from home, I'm gonna be able to watch NXT more often, which is great. Just not for the next 2 months. I probably won't be able to watch anything. But
there's gonna be so much. I mean, God, when you come back, there's gonna be so much that has happened.
I know. I'm gonna keep up. I'm watching WrestleMania. No one's gonna stop me.
I was gonna say, there's no way that you're gonna be able to miss that.
Yeah, I've made sure we've booked a hotel with really fucking good Wi-Fi. I really went out my way to make sure that was not. So
smart.
Yeah,
smart.
But this fucking show, man, this is great. And not that I thought that NXT was to be slept on, but I was sleeping on it just due to time. But I fucking loved it. And now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was this Jeff? Was this the Hardy Boys' first match in NXT since the deal between TNA, or is this their second match? Because I think you watch it a little more than I do.
They faced. You know what? I think this was their first match because they faced there was another team in NXT that they faced previous to this, but I think that was on TNA.
Right. Okay.
I believe. I might be wrong about that, though. I might be wrong.
Right, I was just
let me just double check. Because TNA Genesis on January 19th is when Fraxium made their surprise appearance.
Yeah.
Sat ringside. No. It was February. Hardy Boys defeated No Quarter Catch Crew. Miles Bourne and Tavian Heights.
Oh, right, they did. I remember hearing about that, actually, yeah. So I didn't see that. But,
so that did happen on NXT. That didn't happen
But this was great, man. Like, to see, it is, like, I know the Hardy Boys have been wrestling since they left the WWE, but, like, to see them in a WWE ring just feels correct, right? It just feels... It
just feels good. Yeah, it makes you feel good.
They're meant to be there. And not that I have any problem with them being in TNA, but it just... They look good in a WWE, and I really hope, and I feel like from what they've said, like they want their career to end in the WWE. I'm sure once their TNA contracts run out, they'll likely go to the WWE, which I don't think TNA would ever have any problem with. And
no, I don't think at all.
Hell, if the deal goes well enough, like TNA could easily let them end their careers in the WWE, but under contract to TNA. It would be a very unorthodox way of ending your career, but it would be a very cool way of going about it.
I would, and so what was weird to me, I was surprised. This is the first match of the night too.
Yeah.
So I mean, we could get right into it. I was surprised that this wasn't a title for title match as well. Like, it was weird. I guess it was just weird to me why it was only for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. And maybe it's because they're saving it for something else.
I guess you could say the same for Obafemi and Moose. That could have been for the NXT and X Division Championship, but it was only just for the NXT Championship. I think having 3 in one night would have been too much. And I also think that obviously the last match was for 2 NXT championships. I think we're going to get to a point where someone holds a TNA and NXT, or just a TNA, whatever. Like they'll be crossing the streams of championships. But
you've got it.
I think it's too soon. I think it's too soon. Because if this deal is a couple of years long, or whatever it is, they said multi-year deal. Then I think you don't want to do that immediately. I think you want to hold off and do it when the time is right. I think now is just too soon.
They're certainly building to it, but that being said, I guess it makes sense because they had it was the NXT tag team facing for the TNA World Championship, and then with Obafemi and Moose, it was the opposite. It was for the NXT title. So I guess they were balancing it out.
They balanced it out. We had a match between two of the rosters for the TNA, and we had a match between the 2 rosters for the NXT Championship. So that kind of balances it out a bit, yeah. There was a chance for each roster to take away a championship from the other roster, I guess you could say. So look at it like that.
And I think we both went into this thinking the Hardy Boys were going to win as well.
Yep.
I really didn't. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised by the victory, but it was still a phenomenal match. I mean,
great match. I'll get this out of the way now because you knew it was coming. I can't watch Fraxium. I can't watch Fraxium's entrance. Their entrance actually makes me cringe. I actually think it's the worst entrance in professional wrestling history. I can't watch the
we
telly.
Talked about this.
It looks, and I said telly. That's right, because I'm English.
Yeah, you did.
Yep. I can't watch it. I literally, it makes me cringe so deep, and I'm just like, the swooshy slow mo but not slow mo situation. The superhero music.
It's just, I get it. It's just not. It's a little juvenile. It's so hokey for me, and I don't talk shit about anything, but I'm not even talking shit about it. I'm just saying that it makes me cringe. I'm not talking shit. I'm just telling you how much it sucks.
Yeah, I'm not talking shit, but fuck this. No, I just think it It's just hokey. It's too hokey. But I will say this. Axiom faced Gunther on SmackDown this past week.
Yeah.
And
holy shit.
I think I'm starting to think that Nathan Frazier's the problem. God, I sound like such an asshole. But I really like Axiom now. I don't know, after that match, and I like this presentation, I actually really like the all-black attire with the mask and the trunk.
Dude, it was pretty
great.
tight, and that match was fantastic.
The match was great. There was a moment even there where I thought Axiom was going to get the win. Like, I rate it. I thought it was great. It was in front of his home crowd in Spain. Like, by the way, as a complete side note, I love the fact, for the first time ever, like, normally they would do like a Raw or SmackDown, in an international location one time a year. We've got 3 straight weeks of European shows on the road to WrestleMania. If that doesn't tell you that WWE is a global brand now, then I don't know what will. It's incredible.
It's wild.
And the fact that it's airing live on Netflix at the local time as well, that's amazing.
Also, for you guys, it's fantastic.
Raw was on live at 7 p.m. the other night. It was amazing.
I didn't realize it. I would have. Yeah, I could have watched it earlier. For the timing here, I don't even know what time it was.
Yeah, well, Raw's in Belgium tonight, and that's going to be on around the same time. It'll be around on about 7 p.m. tonight.
Phew. All right.
So, and I guess for you, it's going to be on at like 3 p.m. or something.
Yeah, that's wild. I could watch it right after my dentist appointment.
Yeah, look at that. That's amazing. Get to the second match of the night.
Anyway,
of this NXT Roadblock 2025, we had Jordynne Grace versus Roxanne Perez. Just a singles match, just a little match here, but
but Jordynne,
good match.
I keep pronouncing it Jordan, and I don't know if it's you're probably pronouncing it correct.
I think I am. It's Jordynne, right? That's how I say Jordynne.
I've heard other people pronounce it Jordynne Grace too, and it's just I think again lazy American fans just are trying to make it Jordan. But I like she was a former TNA Knockouts champion as well, just fresh on as an official NXT. Well, she's officially signed to NXT now.
Yeah.
And her and Roxanne had a banger of a match.
I got to think phenomenal. That Roxanne is got to be super close now to heading to the main roster. I reckon post WrestleMania she will be. Because
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, at this point now, she's not really involved in any kind of major storyline. She's kind of in this match with Jordynne to honestly just put her over. Like if Roxanne's out the door, just like NXT's always been, if you're on the way out the door, you put the next generation over, and Jordynne's part of that next generation. So put them over, and then head over to the main roster. And I reckon by post WrestleMania, she'll be there. Real quick, again, side note from SmackDown last week. There were 2 vignettes, if you didn't see them. There was one, which is obviously Rey Fenix, which is Penta's brother. Had a little vignette. Didn't say his name, but it's quite obviously him. And hopefully, it looks like, well, maybe he's going to not be on Raw. He'll be on SmackDown, so they'll be on 2 separate rosters, which would be interesting. Saying that, the draft is just after WrestleMania, so anything can happen there.
Right.
And then also there was another vignette for, I'm hoping, Aleister Black. It was like a weird black smoky screen, and the number 4 came up. That's all it said.
It was, that seems to be the prevailing thought, is that it's an Aleister Black promo, and I can't wait. It's been so long.
That's
since
the
I've seen
one fucking dude, the one guy that of all the people that went to AEW, I'm like, everyone else that went to AEW, I'm like, yeah, it's cool, whatever, like, good for you. Like, I just, if for some reason for Aleister Black, it was like, this is the one guy I was like, this doesn't work. You should be in the WWE. And I get it, right? Yeah. Because honestly, he was so unjustly released. Like, he made his debut on SmackDown and was released the day after. The closing shot of SmackDown was him looking at Big E in the ring for the Intercontinental Championship. That was the opening shot. And they they released him the next day. Like,
yeah, I don't remember. I really don't remember what happened at that time and why that happened the way it did.
I don't think there was ever by Alistair Black's account. There was nothing. He just got called the day after the taping and said he was being released, and he doesn't know why.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
But I think him back in the WWE is just yes.
Yep. I don't know if he'll come back exactly the way he was, or if he'll come back into some sort of a different form.
Who knows? A lot of people are saying like he should join the Wyatt Six, but I don't think that makes any sense at all. So I think he's much better by himself.
I don't know what's going on with. I mean, I know we're still. I know that Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas is like
he's injured.
I guess still injured.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But honestly, I almost feel like I almost feel like it's dead in the water.
I think the only way of salvaging it now is Alexa Bliss. I think Alexa Bliss could put a new lease of life into it somehow.
Maybe. I almost like there is a part of me. I know this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but as a side note, like I just don't know, man. I don't think we need it. I don't think anybody needs it anymore. And if it was still Bray, it would be different. If Bray were still with us, it would be different.
It's a very tricky one. I think it deserves a real good shot. I don't feel like it's had it yet. I feel after a really good try, and if it doesn't work, then I'd agree. But I think it deserves one last go at it.
Hopefully. I mean, maybe, and I would love to be surprised about it too.
Yeah.
Like it just at this point, they were so hot at the time, and then they went to SmackDown, and then nothing happened, and then he got injured, and nothing happened. Like it's just, and so everyone involved is just shelved, and it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I hope it works out.
Yeah, me too. Next up, we had Obafemi versus Moose for the NXT Championship. I mean, this was everything we all wanted it to be. I really wish
people were talking about this they've been talking about it for months.
Yeah, I kind of wish was on. I kind of wish this was going to be on like an actual PLE for NXT, because I really wish it was like it got a longer run time than 30 minutes is still good, but I feel like a bit longer they could have really, really fucking gone for it. But still amazing match. They just man meat slapping man meat, man. That's what this match was.
Yep. Yeah, it was a great show. I mean, for the NXT crowd, it was a great showing by Moose. But also, I mean, realizing. I think this came about more because fans wanted to see the two of them.
Yeah.
It certainly wasn't like, the X Division, the TNA X Division champ. Now, granted, Moose is also a former two-time TNA World Champion, Heavyweight Champion, which we've got into in our 3-part episodes on the history of the TNA, the crazy history of TNA championships. Shout out to those previous episodes.
Upcoming episodes, actually.
Upcoming episodes. That's right.
Previously recorded, upcoming.
Previously recording, upcoming episodes. Yeah, they're probably going to come up after this.
Yeah, likely after this
week.
Yeah.
It just made it. I never thought. I never really thought it was one of those like I didn't because of how it was set up. I never really felt like Moose had a chance.
Yeah.
To win this, it certainly was. It's and I think that's the only thing that was a minor drawback to this match.
Yeah, true. I think with a match like this, you're going into it for the content of the match, not for the winner. You all know Obafemi's going to win, but you go in it for like the just two dudes beating the shit out of each other, like
which they did, which
is great for NXT, because like I feel like NXT has a lot of like faster paced, high flyer, technician-y type people. It's really nice to see Obafemi as champion, because looking back at their history, they haven't had any larger champions like him. He's like one of the first, besides Samoa Joe. I mean, even Samoa Joe, I wouldn't even put in the same bracket. Obafemi is a big dude, you know.
Yeah.
And he's a powerhouse. And he's like one of the first ever powerhouse champions that I think NXT have ever had. So it's really cool to see.
I would say, especially, and I mean, especially, you know, like brought up through their system.
Oh, besides maybe Braun Breaker, actually. Braun Breaker's probably in that bracket too.
Yeah, but Braun. I mean, the size difference.
Yeah.
Is when he. You know, I was really surprised he didn't show up in the Royal Rumble. But we don't know how long he's going to be NXT. He could be NXT champion forever.
Literally.
You know? And I think
honestly,
I
kind of wanted him to have a similar run to how Asuka had it, because Asuka just had to end up giving up the title because she'd beat everyone there is to beat.
Right, she beat everyone. That would not be. I wouldn't be surprised if that
that's where
if
they
that
go
happened.
with this. Yeah.
But also, he's 26. Obafemi is 26 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that he's that big and that young.
It's great.
So he's got plenty of time.
He's got all the time. And the great thing, like when he comes to the main roster, we got Obafemi versus Braun Breaker. We got Obafemi versus Jacob Fatu. Obafemi versus Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman. You know, like the amount of the. Yeah, and there's no hurry to get him there either. There's no need
he's so
to rush
young.
him.
He's got like 20 more years in him if he really wants to. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah, that's wild to think that in 2040 we could be watching Obafemi like main event WrestleMania still.
He could be, for all we know, he could literally be the next Roman Reigns. He literally could be the next Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
because he's got the time to do it, and he's got all the faculties to do it with. So, I could see a really big future for him for sure, 100%.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just the dude he has literally everything you want in a WWE superstar.
Yeah,
and like a main event, you know, star. It's remarkable his rise.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Next up, we had Siobhan Evans versus Ethan Page, New York City street fight. I fucking love this match. This was fucking great. This is my match of the night, personally.
Talk about Oh yeah. I would say the same. Honestly, I mean, and talk about a rivalry, a great rivalry that just started only like a few months ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
Like the whole Ethan Page losing his smile momentarily, and then the whole thing with breaking Siobhan Evans' jaw, and the him getting back to being able to wrestle. This was a great little just a great rivalry for nothing other than just Siobhan Evans is the one that came out and interrupted Ethan Page and started the whole thing. So weirdly, he's the one that started this whole thing.
Right.
As the face.
Yeah.
Most of the time faces aren't the ones that start the rivalries typically.
Yeah, I mean, he was trying to be a nice guy, right? That was what he was trying to do.
I don't know that he was. I don't know that he was really being a nice guy. He kind of was like, came out. See, this is the thing that's weird. Like, he kind of came out and trash talking him. Like he was, Siobhan was like, yeah, you deserve to be like depressed and angry. You're an asshole. Basically like.
Yeah, but then he was nice. He was like, he was
kind of.
He was trying to build them back up, and but then he turned on him. But this match was fucking great. Like, and Siobhan Evans is one of my fucking guys, man. I absolutely and he's and fucking Obafemi's 24. Siobhan Evans 20. Siobhan Evans 20 years old. It's just insane.
We talked about. I think we mentioned this on a previous episode too. We got like, do not burn this kid out. Like, do not overdo it. It would have. He could have stayed injured for longer, I think, and it wouldn't have diminished anything.
100%. And I see a lot of people going on about his size. Like, my man's 20 years old. He hasn't even fully developed as a human being yet. Like, he's got time.
Well, also, excuse me, Kofi Kingston. Like, what are you talking?
Plus, like, look at people like Cody Rhodes when he first started was so slim. Yeah. Like, given time and just effort and like not effort, like, because Siobhan Evans is in amazing shape, but your body will, when you get older, you'll just more naturally get bigger. It just happens, right? He's only 20 years old.
Yeah.
So
shit. There ain't a lot. Now I could also see him show up in TNA for a little bit.
Oh,
too.
100%. Yeah, I could see him holding like the X Division Championship or something. Like,
yeah. There's something there. There's definitely something that's gonna happen with him unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Because,
what a
match! Longest match of the night too.
Longest match of the night. Yeah, I would love to see him with a really good match at Stand and Deliver. I think he deserves it. And like, and he's I mean, to be that good and he's so good on the mic. He's so natural on the mic. He doesn't feel false or like rehearsed. He feels really himself. He's got a banger of a theme song. He's got great attire. He looks good. Like, he's got the whole package, man. And like, to be like, and again, if we go ahead and say that he'd wrestled to like he was 45 years old, that's 2050. It'd be 2050 by the time he's that age. Like, we'll be on WrestleMania 55.
WrestleMania 60.
60.
Yeah,
60. Yeah, 65. Yeah, which is just I can't even get my head around it. Yeah,
ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, we'll be on episode, like, who knows what episode of the podcast will be going on at WrestleMania 65.
Well, yeah, and how? I mean, I would be 45. I'll be 60 years old. By the time Siobhan Evans is in main event at WrestleMania 60, I'll be 60 years old, man, or something like that. That's just crazy.
Yeah. Wait, you're as old as WrestleMania?
No, I'm doing the math and I'm doing it all wrong. But hold on.
Okay, I'm like, wait a second. Something doesn't.
It's 40, 50. I'll be 65. WrestleMania 65.
Okay.
I'll be 60.
Okay.
How crazy is that?
Okay. That's right. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, or 66, whatever. It's still
something like that.
Just insane, man. He's so young and like, NXT is definitely building the future. That's for sure. And let's give the credit to Ethan Page too. Ethan Page is incredible. Yeah, how old will you be?
I'll be 72. Jesus. Jeez.
Oh man.
I won't even. I mean, yeah. I hope I make it to that. I hope I make it to WrestleMania.
Like, as the older and older and older you get as a wrestling fan, you look and you watch people retire, right? And then it dawns on you that you've watched their entire career.
Yeah, man.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, right.
Like Edge, for example. Until Edge retired and came back, I watched his entire career from start to finish.
John Cena. John Cena's entire career.
We've seen it. We've watched every single part of his career, and we've seen it all.
Yeah.
We've seen more John Cena matches than we probably haven't seen. You know what I mean? It's just it's just wild, man. Being an older wrestling fan, I say older, we're not old, but like, just being a long-term wrestling fan, it really starts to dawn on you that you're like how much you actually watched. Because I even said to Heather the other day, I was like, I wonder how many matches I've watched. Just think about that for a second.
I mean, thousands and thousands of matches.
Yeah, like tens of thousands. Yeah, 100%.
Well, you figure, I mean, you figure there's how many like Monday Night Raw itself has like they're coming up on like the 2000th episode.
Yeah,
sometime, like that's the next milestone, right? Because
I think they've already. It's 2000 soon, yeah, but that's just Raw. Then there's SmackDown. Then there's NXT.
That's just Raw.
Then there's episodes. Yeah. Then there's WWE ECW. Then there's fucking all the old Smoky Mountain Wrestling I've watched for a laugh. Then there's NXT. It's just mad.
The 3 AEW matches that I watched.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, back to it. Great match. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. So they threw themselves at each other.
He gets the win. He gets the vindication. Dude, some wild spots too.
Yeah.
Like the cutter, the leaping cutter that he does onto with the chair around Ethan Page's neck.
That was cool.
Like,
that was cool.
To end, man, just crazy stuff, wild stuff. Great match.
Yeah, really good match.
Yeah.
And then we head on to the main event.
The main event. Another match that I was surprised they did this so quickly.
I thought this should have been at Stand and Deliver. Like, this was...
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
I don't know why they rushed it.
This match was... Don't get me wrong. It was great. It was a good match. But I feel like it could have been so...
the match was fantastic.
I feel like it could have been so much better. I really feel like it could have been...
I don't... So the only thing that I have heard was that supposedly Julia's been working with an injury.
Right.
And that's the only thing that kind of makes it seem like because they rushed. There's no way you can't tell me that this was rushed. I mean, Stephanie McCurr won the North American title 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, like it was rushed, and that has to be the reason why it was rushed.
Not even John Cena got this quick of success in the start of his career with 2 championships within 2 weeks.
And that's unfortunate, and it sucks. And if she is injured, I hope the recovery is swift and like it's not something too major.
Yeah,
obviously it can't be too major if she was able to work through it. But
yeah, exactly.
But that also it puts a little bit of a stain on things when it's like well they're doing it because of outside reasons. It's just weird.
Yeah.
But whether or not this was probably the result that was going to happen regardless. And if they had to do it early, they had to do it early. I don't see anything wrong with it. It was for what it was a great match. I can't say that it was phenomenal because again, we know that she's working with an injury. We know it's just. I don't know what to say about this match because I don't want to say anything negative about it, knowing that the only negatives are because of things outside of.
Yeah, exactly. The match itself was great. I just know that these two especially could put on a match triple the length, and it would hold your attention for the whole time. Yeah.
It just I wish this was given more time to cook.
You know how like we had Sasha Banks and Bayley in a half an hour Iron Woman match, right?
Yeah.
First ever. That's what this could have been, I think. That this match
it probably should have been. Yeah.
Probably should have been. But that's why it shouldn't have been. Obafemi Moose should have headlined this show. That match should have been the headline of Stand and Deliver. Stephanie McCurr versus Julia. It should have been the headline of Stand and Deliver. Who knows where we'll go from here, obviously, but and
maybe we'll still one day we'll get.
I'm sure we will.
Still.
I'm sure we will. And I'm sure we'll get the match that we really want to get at some point. But still, not a bad match. Stephanie McCurr, obviously now North American and NXT World Champion. So.
And we'll find. I'm guessing we'll find out this Tuesday, tomorrow, as of this recording, what's in store for that. Like, is she going to retain both titles? Is she going to relinquish the North American Championship?
Right. Yeah.
Like, will she have to, or does she have to defend them separately in separate matches?
Yeah, maybe at Stand and Deliver she'll have 2 matches. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's also there's also always a story there when you have 2 titles and have to defend them both in one night.
I'd love to see actually something I don't think I've ever seen. But say Stephanie McCurr faced Jordynne Grace, but they did it in a 2-fall match. So the first fall is for one championship, the second fall is for the other. But they faced each other one after another.
Like when Chris Jericho lost both the European and Intercontinental Championships.
Yeah. They haven't done that in a long time. You could do like a triple threat.
In the 2 falls triple threat match.
You could do that.
That would be cool because that'd be pretty interesting to have it work that way.
Yeah, a multi-woman match and for the 2 championships. Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening.
Been a while since that's happened, so I'd be into that.
Yeah.
And that's it. What are you giving this out of a 20?
And that's it. Overall, it was strong, it was also a glorified house show, and I say that, and I don't say that negatively. It was just, this was it was during the normally scheduled Tuesday slot.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
Yeah.
So it was a bigger. It was bigger than a normal show, but it wasn't. It certainly wasn't their WrestleMania. It wasn't a PLE level event. No, in my opinion.
I'm giving it a 14.
I was gonna give it a 15. 14 sounds pretty right on too.
Yeah, I was gonna say 15, but I went down a little.
Yeah, plus. I mean, it's still either way. It's still a +2 to your +2 bonus to the stat. Yeah, that sounds about right. 15, yeah, 15, 14, 15. We'll keep it at 15. We'll go with 15.
Yeah, about 15. Fuck it. I'm totally.
We'll go with 15.
We'll go with 15.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Well, that's it. That is our review of NXT Roadblock.
Oh yeah.
Let us know what you think in the comment sections of the comment sections of these in the comment sections of the comment section. Man, getting up early. Yeah. Shout outs. Shout out to Wikipedia Sport Wikipedia. Shout out to Alan, 2K, and Kaylee at 2K UK. WWE 2K25 available now at WWE.2K.com. Subscribe for free at patreon.com/punkstalkwrestling, where you can get some additional stuff that we put up on there. Interact on social media, Instagram and Threads at punkstalkwrestling. YouTube.com/punkstalkwrestling. Email us at punkstalkwrestling@gmail.com. Yeah. And this is the last week.
This is the last time we recorded an episode for 2 months.
Yeah,
more,
for you
actually,
and I.
A little 2 months.
Yeah, for 9. What is it? 9 weeks that you're going to be away?
9 weeks I'm away. Yeah.
Jeez.
Long time.
Whew, man, it's like that's an entire season.
And
almost.
It will be the longest we haven't recorded together since we started this podcast as well.
Right? Yeah. I mean, for sure. Yeah. I mean, by far. I think we've only ever
we've done
skipped,
like a month, if that.
Right. Yeah. That was January. That was this year.
When you were on tour. Yeah. So yeah. Shit.
And that's it. All right. Well, hey man, enjoy the world.
Thanks.
Enjoy
Hope I
the
go
world
on my
in the
travels.
9 weeks. Yeah. Safe travels to you and Heather.
Thank you.
I mean, we're going to be talking. Literally
going to be talking later. Yeah, such a farce. But yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude. I can't wait to hear all of the things.
Hell yeah. And on that note, for the final time, for 2 months anyway.
Say it.
Bye.